Stop scrolling for a moment. Maybe you found this video by accident. Maybe you were looking for something completely different. But before you leave, listen to this message. There are moments in life when everything feels silent. You pray, but you don't see an answer. You work hard, but nothing seems to change. You keep believing, but deep inside, you begin to ask, when will my breakthrough come? If that is where you are today, don't give up. Your current situation is not the final chapter of your story. Sometimes, the door you're waiting for doesn't open immediately because something inside you is still being prepared. God may be working in places you cannot see. He may be arranging things you cannot understand. And He may be preparing an opportunity you never expected. So today, make one decision. I will not give up on my future. I will not allow yesterday's failure to control tomorrow's possibilities. I will not let fear become stronger than my faith. And I will not believe that my story is finished simply because today is difficult. From this moment, change the way you speak to yourself. Don't say, nothing will ever change. Say, I believe something better is possible. Don't say, I am too late. Say, my journey is still moving forward. Don't say, I have lost everything. Say, there is still hope for me. Remember this. A closed door does not always mean that you have been forgotten. Sometimes a closed door is protection from something that was never meant for you. And sometimes, the delay is preparing you for something greater than what you originally asked for. So breathe. Slow down. Let go of the fear that has been controlling your mind. And say this with faith. God, I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but I choose to trust you. Give me strength when I feel weak. Give me wisdom when I feel confused. Give me courage to keep moving forward. And help me recognize the opportunities you place in front of me. You don't need to know every step today. You only need enough faith to take the next step. Your miracle may not arrive exactly when you expect it. But your hope does not have to disappear while you wait. This is only the beginning. Stay with this message. Keep your heart open. Keep believing. Because your story is not over. You have made it this far. That means there is still something inside you that refuses to give up. Maybe you don't see the change yet. Maybe you have been waiting for months. Maybe you have prayed for the same thing again and again. And perhaps you're wondering, God, when will my life finally change? But listen carefully. Just because you cannot see what is happening does not mean nothing is happening. Some of the greatest changes begin in silence. A seed grows underground before anyone sees the tree. In the same way, your breakthrough may be developing quietly before it becomes visible in your life. So don't judge your future by what you see today. Your present situation is only a moment. It is not your destiny. There may be things you are asking God to remove, while God is using those same experiences to make you stronger. There may be delays you don't understand today that you will be thankful for tomorrow. And there may be opportunities coming toward you that you haven't even imagined yet. So keep walking. Even when the road feels empty. Keep believing. Even when the answer seems delayed. Keep praying. Even when your heart feels tired. Because faith is not about knowing exactly how everything will happen. Faith is choosing to believe that your life can still change, even when you don't know how. Today, release the pressure to have everything figured out. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to know every detail of tomorrow. Just take the next right step. Wake up with hope. Work with purpose. Pray with sincerity. And when fear tells you to stop, remind yourself. I have come too far to give up now. Maybe the miracle you are waiting for begins with a small change inside you. A new decision. A new attitude. A new opportunity. A new beginning. So don't underestimate small beginnings. One conversation can change your direction. One decision can change your future. One moment of courage can open a completely different chapter of your life. Keep your heart ready. Keep your mind focused. And keep your faith alive. Because sometimes the biggest breakthrough begins with one simple decision. I will believe again. Your story is still being written. And this chapter may be difficult. But it does not have to be the ending. Maybe today you feel like nothing is moving. You have been praying. You have been waiting. You have been trying. And still, you don't see the result you hoped for. But don't confuse silence with absence. Just because you cannot see the answer doesn't mean your prayer has been forgotten. There are things happening behind the scenes that you may not understand right now. Sometimes, God changes the situation. And sometimes, He first changes the person who is going through the situation. He gives you patience. He gives you wisdom. He gives you strength. He teaches you how to keep going when everything tells you to quit. So if your journey feels slow, don't be discouraged. Slow does not mean stopped. A delay does not mean denial. And a difficult season does not mean your life will always be difficult. Think about the sunrise. Before the morning becomes bright, there is darkness. But darkness doesn't stop the sun from rising. In the same way, your difficult season does not have the power to cancel your future. You may not know when the change will come. You may not know what the next opportunity will look like. But you can choose what you do today. Choose hope. Choose courage. Choose faith. And most importantly, choose to keep moving. Stop telling yourself that you are not capable. Stop reminding yourself of every mistake you have made. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to begin again. You are allowed to believe that your future can be better than your past. Maybe the door you wanted didn't open. Maybe someone walked away. Maybe a plan failed. But that doesn't mean your story has failed. Sometimes one ending creates space for a new beginning. So lift your head. Take a deep breath. And tell yourself, I am still here. I am still moving. I am still believing. And I will not give up. Your journey may not look the way you imagined. But that doesn't mean it cannot become something beautiful. Keep going. Keep praying. Keep preparing. Because when the right opportunity comes, you want to be ready for it. This season is teaching you something. This waiting is strengthening you. And this moment is preparing you for what comes next. Don't give up now. Maybe you have been waiting for a sign. A sign that things will get better. A sign that your prayers are being heard. A sign that you should keep going. So listen carefully. Sometimes the sign you are waiting for is not something you see outside of yourself. Sometimes it begins with a feeling inside you that says, don't give up yet. That small voice of hope matters. Because when everything around you tells you to quit, choosing to continue is an act of courage. You may not have everything you want right now. But look at what you still have. You have another morning. Another opportunity. Another chance to make a better decision. Another chance to pray. Another chance to begin again. Don't overlook the blessings that are already in your life because you are waiting for one specific blessing. Sometimes we become so focused on the miracle we want that we forget to appreciate the progress we have already made. Look back for a moment. Think about the person you were a year ago. You survived things you once thought would break you. You walked through days you thought you couldn't survive. You cried. You struggled. You felt lost. But you're still here. That means something. You are stronger than you think. So stop measuring your life only by what you haven't achieved. Look at how far you have come. And then take another step. Maybe your breakthrough will not happen exactly the way you imagined. Maybe it will come through a person. Maybe through an unexpected opportunity. Maybe through a new idea. Maybe through a completely different direction. Stay open. Don't tell God exactly what the answer must look like. Sometimes the blessing comes in a form you never expected. So keep your heart ready. Keep working. Keep learning. Keep praying. And when an opportunity appears, don't let fear make the decision for you. You have spent enough time wondering, what if I fail? Start asking. What if I succeed? What if the next chapter is better? What if the opportunity you've been waiting for is closer than you realize? What if this difficult season is preparing you for something greater? You don't know what tomorrow holds. But you can choose to enter tomorrow with hope. So tonight, or whenever you hear this message, make a promise to yourself. I will not give up on the life I still have the power to build. Keep believing. Keep moving. Keep your heart open. But before you enter it, you have to stop carrying everything from your past. The mistakes. The disappointments. The rejection. The words people said about you. And the moments when you felt like you were not good enough. You cannot change yesterday. But you can decide what yesterday means for tomorrow. Maybe you failed before. Maybe someone broke your trust. Maybe an opportunity slipped away. But none of those moments have the authority to decide your entire future. You are still here. And as long as you are still here, there is still a reason to hope. Sometimes we keep looking at the door that closed while ignoring the door that is slowly opening in front of us. Don't miss your next opportunity because you are still crying over your last disappointment. Look forward. Something can change when you change your focus. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, I can't do it. Say, I will try again. Instead of saying, my chance is gone. Say, maybe another opportunity is coming. Your future needs your attention more than your past does. So today, release what you cannot control. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made when you didn't know what you know today. Give yourself permission to start again. You don't need to become a completely different person overnight. Just make one better decision today. Then another tomorrow. And another the day after that. Small steps can create a completely different life. And remember this. You don't have to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the next step. So take it. Even if you're afraid. Even if you feel uncertain. Even if nobody else believes in you. Keep moving. Keep praying. Keep preparing. Because your next chapter will require a stronger version of you. The person who went through the difficult season is not the same person who will walk into the next one. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming stronger. So don't look at your life and say, it's too late. Look at your life and say, I still have time to begin again. Your story is not finished. The door is not closed forever. And the future is still waiting for you. Keep believing. Keep moving. And never forget. There is a moment in every journey when you have to decide whether you will keep believing or walk away. Maybe you are at that moment right now. You have waited. You have prayed. You have tried. And perhaps you are tired of hearing, just be patient. But listen carefully. Your exhaustion does not mean your journey is over. Sometimes you are tired because you have been carrying too much for too long. So today, put some of that weight down. You don't have to solve your entire life in one day. You don't have to know exactly what will happen tomorrow. You don't have to have every answer. Just breathe. Take one step. Then another. And remind yourself that you are not required to understand the entire journey before you continue walking. There are things you will only understand when you look back. One day, you may look at the difficult season you are going through now and realize that it taught you patience. It taught you strength. It taught you who truly cared about you. It taught you to value the things you once took for granted. And perhaps it prepared you for opportunities you were not ready for before. So don't hate the season you are in. Learn from it. Grow through it. Let it make you stronger instead of bitter. And if you have made mistakes, forgive yourself. You are human. You will make mistakes. But a mistake is not the end of your story. It is a lesson. Learn the lesson and keep moving. Don't spend the rest of your life punishing yourself for something you cannot change. Your future deserves your attention. There is still so much ahead of you. New people. New opportunities. New experiences. New beginnings. And maybe even a version of yourself you haven't met yet. So don't give up because today isn't perfect. Your life doesn't need to be perfect to be meaningful. You don't need to have everything figured out to move forward. You simply need to keep choosing hope. When fear says, stop, tell yourself, I'll take one more step. When doubt says, you can't, tell yourself, I'll try again. When the past says, you're not good enough, remember that your past does not have the final word. You are still growing. You are still learning. You are still becoming stronger. And as long as you keep moving forward, your story is still being written. So tonight, make a promise to yourself. I will not give up. I will not let fear decide my future. I will keep preparing. I will keep believing. And I will keep walking toward the life I hope to see. Because sometimes the breakthrough begins with one final decision. I refuse to quit. There is something you need to understand about waiting. Waiting does not always mean nothing is happening. Sometimes waiting is preparation. Think about a sunrise. The sky can be completely dark, and yet the morning is already on its way. You may not see the sun, but that doesn't mean it isn't coming. Your life can be the same. You may be in a season where everything feels uncertain. You may not know what is coming next. You may have more questions than answers. But don't allow uncertainty to steal your hope. You don't need to know everything today. You only need to trust enough to take the next step. Maybe you have been asking for a breakthrough. Maybe you want a new opportunity. Maybe you want peace in your heart. Maybe you want your family to experience better days. Whatever you are hoping for, don't let impatience destroy your faith. Good things often require preparation. A farmer doesn't plant a seed and expect a harvest the next morning. He plants. He waters. He waits. He continues working. And eventually, the result appears. Your responsibility is not to control every detail of the future. Your responsibility is to keep doing what you can today. Keep learning. Keep working. Keep praying. Keep improving. Keep believing. And when something doesn't work, don't immediately assume that everything is over. Sometimes a setback is simply a redirection. The road you plan to take may not be the road that leads you where you need to go. So if something didn't happen the way you wanted, don't lose hope. Ask yourself, what can this experience teach me? What should I change? What should I do differently next time? Then get back up. You don't have to remain on the ground just because you fell. Stand again. Start again. Try again. Your past cannot stop you unless you allow it to control your present. So release the mistakes. Release the regrets. Release the fear of what people might think. And start focusing on what you can become. There is still time. There are still opportunities. There are still chapters of your life that you haven't experienced. And there are still beautiful moments you haven't seen. So don't quit during the waiting season. You may be closer than you realize. Keep preparing. Keep believing. Keep moving. And when the right moment comes, you will understand why you had to wait. The darkness does not last forever. The morning is coming. And if you have stayed with this message until now, remember one thing. You are stronger than the person who started this journey. You have listened. You have reflected. You have faced your fears. And now it is time to move forward. Maybe you came here hoping for a miracle. Maybe you wanted an answer. Maybe you simply needed someone to remind you that there is still hope. So let this be your reminder. Your life is not finished. Your dreams are not finished. Your future is not finished. One difficult season cannot decide your entire story. One failure cannot define you. One rejection cannot determine your worth. And one closed door cannot mean that every door is closed. There is still tomorrow. There is still opportunity. There is still time to begin again. So don't leave this video and return to the same negative thoughts that were holding you back. Take something with you. Take hope. Take courage. Take faith. And most importantly, take action. If there is something you have been postponing, take the first step. If there is someone you need to forgive, begin letting go. If there is a dream you stopped believing in, give yourself permission to believe again. If you have been afraid to start, start small. You don't need to change everything tonight. Just change one thing. Then tomorrow, change another. And slowly, your direction will change. Remember, a miracle does not always look like something extraordinary. Sometimes the miracle is finding strength when you thought you had none. Sometimes it is getting another chance. Sometimes it is finding peace after a difficult season. Sometimes it is simply waking up and realizing that you still have a future. So don't miss the blessings that are already around you while waiting for something bigger. Be grateful. Keep working. Keep praying. Keep believing. And when life becomes difficult again, come back to these words. I will not give up. I will not allow fear to control me. I will not let my past decide my future. I will keep moving forward. I will trust God with what I cannot control. And I will remain hopeful for what is still possible. Your journey does not end here. This is not the end. It is a new beginning. So walk forward with faith. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with hope. And remember, the chapter ahead of you has not been written yet. You still have a story to live. You still have dreams to pursue. You still have moments to experience. And you still have reasons to believe. May the days ahead bring you peace, strength, wisdom, and new opportunities. Keep your heart open. Keep your faith strong. And never stop believing that better days can come. This is your new beginning. Now take that first step.